Radiant team pick.
Team Hala, meanwhile, picking up a Juggernaut here, really good with the Rubik. You can lift people and then go for the spin for pretty much guaranteed kills. Also, I gotta update the channel info for the stream real quick, so...
Remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team pick. Radiant team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Tiny.
Dire team pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Alchemist.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time. Dire team ban. Ten seconds remaining.
Alright, everything seems to be in order. I
5
missed a couple of
seconds
picks
remaining.
here, so we got IO Tiny for Team Bogazici, and like I said, Team Bogazici, a team which
Reserve
know how to
time.
play around their momentum really well. They know when their team is powerful, they know when it's not, they know exactly when they can afford to dive, and when they are supposed to be playing aggressive, when they have to stall, etc. So with Luna, Witch Doctor, and Tiny and Io, there's not really a hole. Like, there's not really any moment where they can't be aggressive. At level 1 even. Got the Tiny Tusk, you got the Witch Doctor Cask, you can already go for kills, and you got the Luna and the Tiny for the late game. Luna skating pretty damn late. Tiny almost as late. And you got Io and Witch Doctor to
Dire
just kind of keep
team
them
pick.
alive. Witch Doctor really good in the early and mid game with his ultimate, dishing out a shit ton of damage. However, Team Hala, which is really interesting, picked up an Alchemist here, which, of course, his power curve is
10 seconds remaining.
not really comparable to that of any other hero because of his insane gold gain
5
and
seconds remaining.
just insane farming speed, which is why I think Team Hala did a really good step towards
Reserve
countering
time.
Team Bogazici here. They took Team Bogazici's strongest point and kind of turned it against them, which is, quite frankly, a beautiful approach. Pick up Alchemists against a team which benefits on making the most of their draft, like when they can, a team which plays a lot around having big items, having a good, like, a comfortable gold net worth, etc. So Alchemists can really mess up Bogazici's plan here. However, with Alchemist and Juggernaut, one thing really noticeable is Alchemist can give away at least 3 Aghanim Scepters so far. Spirit Breaker really benefits from it. Juggernaut, it's insanely good on a Juggernaut actually if you're going to that late game. Like Team Hala, they don't want to go all that late game, I guess, with Juggernaut and Alchemist, which eventually start to fall off. Alchemist relatively soon, since he can get 6 slotted. You could argue that he can give everyone an
10
Aghanims, which is a
seconds
pretty good point. Even then, against the
Radiant
Luna and the
team
Tiny, it's gonna be pretty hard, especially with the craggy exterior against 2 melee carries, etc. And now an Abaddon picked up, so Team Hala, I think they either want to win this
10
early game
seconds remaining.
or they're gonna be forced to kind of benefit from Alchemist's
5
Aghanim,
seconds
since
remaining.
Juggernaut, if you 6 slot him and then give him an Aghanim, so he's effectively 7
Reserve
slotted, a
time.
Moon Shard, 8 slot Juggernaut, hits about as hard as Luna in late game, even though he's supposed to be a weaker hard carry because he kind of lacks the bouncing glaives, he lacks the insane movement speed, he isn't
10
ranged,
seconds
and
remaining.
you know, all those things add up. But the crits are pretty good passive
5
for a
seconds
carry,
remaining.
and that in combination with being able to be 8 slot this game gives Hala a real edge in the draft. However, Team Bogazici, they see that Team Hala got 3 strength carries, so they're gonna pick up a Timbersaw. It's great for that matter. It's great because their team is mostly physical damage, so definitely a great reactionary pick here, and that's why I love those elimination games between two teams, where you really try to counter each other's strategies. I mean, Alchemist is picked up, which counters Bogazici's biggest strength in general, and Timbersaw is picked up here just to deal with the strength heroes, kind of exploit a weakness of a draft. And noticeable with the Luna and Witch Doctor picks, both of these have some really big steals for the Rubik. I mean, Rubik builds mana regen, which is why the
10
Lunar Beam is
seconds
already
remaining.
better than on Luna. If Rubik steals the Luna
5
ultimate, which is
seconds
well
remaining.
possible considering it's one of her only 2 abilities, if he steals one, the team fight is completely over. Alright, and with that we're back in. Now everything seems to be set up for good. I'm really sorry that we have such production issues here, but I'm doing this on my own. I just got home. There's a lot of rain and shitty weather going on. Our highway, like there was a car crash yesterday as well, so I had to ride my bike wearing like pretty much a common like winter jacket in combination with my helmet, since bike clothes going to uni and stuff is kind of annoying with storing them. So I'm completely soaked. I had to stand still for a while, which made me even more soaked and stuff. But everything seems to be set up, and I still got time left to introduce the teams. So over on Hala, we got Slander on the Spirit Breaker, the Chosen One on Abaddon. Matt Pum will be playing the support Rubik here. Then we got Hilarious on the Alchemist with one hell of a fancy loadout. And last but not least, Satan himself will be playing the Juggernaut. Meanwhile, over on Team Bogazici, we got MDL XAA. I'm just gonna call him MDL on the IO. We got L4W on the Luna. We got RNT on the Timbersaw. Then on the Witch Doctor, which is gonna provide a lot of early game pressure together with the Timbersaw, we got Revo. And last but not least, on the tiny mid lane, we got Necroman. Boom. Next up, we got a couple of FUGs to look at while we wait. We got I believe I can fly on a flying Tuskar. Get a Storm Spirit without a quote in the handsome double pose. Rubik without a quote, sadly. Fight me on a patch. I like this one. It's a pretty swell loadout as well. Then we get Slander Dodo on a Magnus. Not the coolest pose, but you know, at least he's representing, making sure there's some brand awareness out there. And then we got Meow. Pretty sure that's pronounced Meow on the Morphling, like Meow. And we're about to go. So, Matt Pillman is Rubik, immediately teleporting out. And let's see, in terms of ward positions, we got a defensive and an aggressive ward over on this hill. Just look, the two of them, little pals. I actually like this because pretty sure both teams have absolutely no idea that the opponent has vision there. They're gonna fight each other, look. This is hilarious. Then we got a ward over here. And I mean, in games of Dota, it's usually those little things which make a game pretty funny. Like,
The battle begins.
I actually want to know which of these wards has like better coverage.
What have we here?
Pretty sure the Dire ward wins. But yeah, both teams taking runes. Actually, a really cheeky play from the Radiant here, taking a Dire rune, but not that big a deal if you go for a jungle invade early on. And so far there is no support on the mid lane either way. The IO, which is usually supposed to be with the Tiny here, is leaving the rock alone. Instead helping out the top lane. I mean, IO could go for an aggressive play with the tether, you know. Luna walking next to the Juggernaut. And so far this tri lane, pretty much just bullying back Team Hala's lane here. Alright, we got Jugger coming in, Spirit Breaker as well, they want to go for the IO here. Spirit Breaker bends his charge as Luna turns and dishes out some damage on the Juggernaut, and her damage is pretty fierce. Even with the shield, like... She's hitting like a truck. Jugger, of course, not... I mean, 4 armor on level 2 isn't bad, but... not that much, you know. If we compare that to an Ogre, Magi, or the likes, then he's not too Luna resistant. Meanwhile, in the middle lane, going to see Hilarious farm pretty well. Could be better, but he's doing a good job contesting Tiny alone. And Alchemist, once he gets level 5 or 6, he won't need a support anymore. At level 6, that's definitely. But on the top lane, we got some action. We got a kill attempt on L4W. Will get denied instead. Some damage being put on the Rubik. Now they're turning on Satan. Satan, however, upgrade his shield, so he's gonna live. Damage being spread equally here amongst the three of them. And it looks like that's it, so both teams got some really fierce tri-lanes going on for themselves. Of course, that should put Necroman in a disadvantage since Tiny doesn't lane too well against Alchemist. That can be said for almost all meta heroes pretty much, but he's supposed to lane with IO if you put Tiny mid. Now he's all alone, which of course means he'll get levels earlier, which allows him to roam earlier and leave his lane, but not quite sure how well this is gonna work out. Alchemist should pull ahead at least in like 2 levels from now. We got another pause, so I'm gonna look at the early game items. Alchemist got the typical early bottle. Same for Tiny. And so far the net worth difference isn't really noticeable. I mean, Greevil's greed isn't maxed, but usually Alchemist pulls ahead at this stage of the game quite a bit this time around. I mean, he's ahead, but there is not really one of those. I'm going to use my additional gold to get an item which I'm not supposed to have this early on, or which will help me absolutely dominate my laning stage, if you know what I mean. Those kind of high value early game items. You could argue that Iron Talon is one, but that's pretty cheap and a lot of hard carries can afford it early on, so I'm more talking about the semi-greedy-ish items. Well, actually in the current patch none of them are really good. Maybe that explains it. Never mind guys, I have not seen Alchemist in the current patch yet. And yeah, otherwise there aren't really any items of note. I mean, Io got a pretty good bottle timing, which is pretty nice. That's about it. I'm just gonna look at Timbersaw and pray that my Dodo won't crash. But for the 4th time in a row, the patch said they stabilized the cinematic view, but it might just be one of those memes, just like old school Minecraft saying they removed Herobrine every single patch.
Double damage!
Pretty sure everybody knows at this point that that thing never existed, but you know. Alright, we got a kill on the Alchemist. Not quite yet. Io coming in, trying to secure the kill here. He's gonna solve up and he might live actually. We now got a Spirit Break coming in, trying to save his life. Io getting tossed up. Can't get the connection with the tether to slow him down. Spirit Breaker now bashing up the Tiny and that's it. Alchemist gonna get away, gonna shrine up here and... I mean, this once again proves why Tiny needs his IO.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
If he had IO from the start there, he could have tossed IO for the slow and then gone for the kill. Now Spirit Breaker actually trying to kill off MDL, but MDL is gonna tether away here. And that's that, so IO just gonna retreat safely. Meanwhile in the off lane we got Abaddon laning against Timbersaw. Abaddon and Timbersaw actually really close in terms of last hits, and
Just what the doctor ordered.
so far this game isn't really going in favor of anyone. I mean,
Regeneration.
all the last hits are going so well for everyone. It's pretty insane actually. Like the tri-lanes are matched up against each other. Juggernaut, of course, got a bit of a drawback against the Luna, but Alchemist makes that up by bullying the Tiny away, so two kinda even out, and Timbersaw against Abaddon is one last hit difference, that's about it. Looks like they're going to keep it at one last difference. Alright, now Timbersaw for the first time ahead with 2 last hits, and Abaddon pulls ahead again, and they're completely equal. Yeah, it looks like that's gonna be our laning stage until team Bogazici actually sees an advantage, since that seems to be their playing style. Wait till you see an advantage, till you see a good argument for fighting, and then you fight. Otherwise you don't. It works pretty well. most of the time.
We'll take that.
First blood.
Oh shit, I ended up completely missing the first blood there. I saw it was happening, I saw a ping as well, but I came a tiny bit too late, so... Sad, boys. Pretty sure it still counts if you are watching the cinematic mode with a ticket though, so you can still win your items, no worries about that.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
There is like, I don't know, a 5-second or so grace timer on the casters when they miss kills, so you still get the items. Not sure if it's 5 or 3 or something, but I know there is some time. I know there is some time between Fury and Flag set, so at least. And we got an engagement of Luna here. Spirit Break coming through, however, Juggernaut almost dropping himself. Tiny comes in, tosses the creep. Juggernaut going down now. Luna is still going to survive. Slander, a bit of miscommunication there, preventing him from being maledicted up. Now Luna and Io chasing down Metpum. They don't really have enough catch here, I think, but their superior movement speed might just secure the kill. Talk about superior movement speed. Tiny comes in, tosses the Luna forward. Now Io coming in. He's gonna try to go for a Roche deny, but the Lunar Beam is gonna prevent that from happening. Now Juggernaut comes in. Same with Hilarious, who actually waited for them there, but it's gonna be this. Team Bogazici pulling ahead with 4 kills, and like I said, this is a team that likes to have an advantage, and once they do, they kind of push their advantage. However, now Slander killing off the Io with a pretty risky charge, and I'm pretty sure he's gonna go down for it. There's enough stun, there's a toss, and he's gonna go down. Bogazici playing their signature, run over them, and once you get power, you don't stop hitting them until you like have to go back. Type of playstyle. I really enjoy it.
Tower is under attack.
Like, I don't favor any team since Team Hala have been in the cup for a long while. I'm really accustomed to their kind of drafting style and picks. But Team Bogazici got this really fierce, really hard to deal with strategy on the other hand, so experience against advanced strategy and like cheekiness. Definitely an interesting matchup.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
So Alchemist going to rush his Radiance. Not going to be the best possible timing. Especially not since Luna and generally Team Bogazici are pretty far ahead on the net worth compared to the heroes who don't have Grievel's Greed privilege. Screw you and your 36 gold per lasted. Check your freaking privilege, Alchemist. Real. You yellow/purple cis ogre scum. Yeah, anyways.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
We're going to see a slow siege on the bottom tower, but Luna, who rotates over to bot, is just gonna benefit from a lot of free farm, missing 1 CS there. Shit happens. And Luna, of course, going for the modern day drums. I mean, it's pretty much what value drums used to be, where you build just so you get a couple of cheap attributes and get a lot of value from expanding a single slot. I kind of missed the time where everybody built drums, and I'm pretty sure they didn't change much to them either. I mean, yeah, 1.7k, but yeah. Yeah, I guess it's not worth unless you're a support. Anyways, on the top lane now, we got a bit of an engagement once again. RNT being gone on here. Now the Juggernaut Spin, the only real source of magic damage to bring him down, coming out, but now it's over, and RNT is just gonna walk it off. Actually, he's gonna walk back in. He's still got 10 reactive armor stacks. If he needs new ones, he can just aggro the jungle stack. So he's fine, benefiting a lot from his shit ton of sustain.
We'll take that.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Alright, and since the game has pretty much slowed down right now, like Team Bogazici know Alchemist is currently a bit too well farmed to fight.
Is under attack.
And I know we got a couple of new people here in the chat, so I'm gonna explain what Alchemist does. Basically, you get additional lasted for every creep kill you make, like additional gold. The more creeps you kill in a row, the more gold you get. So Alchemist completely takes gold net worth out of proportions. Just so new players aren't confused, but now we got a team fight on the bottom lane. The Eclipse is gonna get tanked up by Abaddon, who is just gonna full heal. He's still being chased down by 3 here, so I'm pretty sure he's gonna end up going down. Io breaking the tether last second there, so everybody is gonna stick around the bottom lane.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
That should help.
Radiant's
And
middle
Team
tower is under
Bogazici,
attack.
they're making a lot bigger
Radiant
commitments to
structures
every
are
single
fortified.
kill right now. Like committing a Luna ultimate as well as 4 heroes just to kill off an Abaddon. It usually wouldn't be that good, but
Dire's
in
bottom
this scenario
tower is
where
under
you're
attack.
up against a fat Alchemist, kinda have to.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Alchemist's Radiance is gonna be pretty well timed. Meanwhile, the bottom lane, however, pretty sure we got an ownage with the next kill. Satan going down to the 4-man Genki squad. I have absolutely no idea what he was doing there when they've shown themselves
Dire's bottom
like a
tower
minute
is under
ago,
attack.
but maybe he thought they
Dire's
all
bottom
TP'd or
tower
something.
has fallen.
With an IO team like this, it's a real possibility. And now the tier 2
Radiant's
tower is
middle
being
tower
pushed.
is under attack. Dire's
Meanwhile,
structures
Hilarious
are
still
fortified.
struggling to get his Radiance timing. He
Dire's
desperately
bottom
needs
tower is
to
under attack.
push his momentum gain. An Alchemist who is lacking momentum is not the most common occurrence, but against Team Bogazici's unique and fierce playstyle, apparently this is a thing now. And I mean, I really like this style. It's pretty damn amazing to watch. I hope you guys are enjoying it as much as I am. Since Bogazici, they might look like they're really far ahead, but of course the momentum-based style where you just play around your power pikes is really weak when you don't have a power pike and you get ganked while farming, which is exactly what's happening now, so maybe they get countered.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen. Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And Rubik went down. Avalanche
Dire's
toss
structures
combo.
are fortified.
Like Blink Avalanche toss.
Dire's middle
Pretty
tower
much
is under
that.
attack. Dire's middle tower
Now the mid
has
tower
fallen.
going down.
Radiant's
Bottom
middle
meanwhile
tower
still
has
being
fallen.
pushed hard. Also, Abaddon just killed the middle tower, the middle tier 1. He's now gonna ult up and teleport out. He's gonna get tossed to interrupted. Not really the smartest of TPs, but
Radiant's bottom tower has
like you had a
fallen.
witch doctor who had stun up, and you had Tiny who had like a toss up. And yeah, he's gonna get chopped down. So Team Hala, they're currently not really doing too well, but maybe Alchemist will manage to salvage this game. Like, for an Alchemist, his net worth is actually not that good, since he's supposed to have, like, after the 15-minute mark, Alchemist is supposed to have twice as much as the guy beneath him. At least according to Dota buff stats, so kinda curious whether he can salvage it. Maybe he will be able to. Once he gets the Manta, the split pushing gold is definitely gonna help his team out. And if he manages to buy a couple of Aghanims, at least one for the Juggernaut, then Team Hala might be able to make a full-blown comeback here. It definitely would be amazing to watch. So Hala, if they can stall, they can scale way later thanks to the Aghanims giveaway. Juggernaut can really benefit from it, considering he already deals a shit ton of damage. His ultimate is really powerful, no matter like how late in the game you are. Maybe the base damage doesn't really matter. The 200/200, 225, but the auto attacks between the slashes really do matter. The procs of items really do matter, and I mean, Juggernaut always uses ultimates, even in the like, I don't know, 60-70 minutes games. Once the Omni Slash is down, the game takes quite a lot of unexpected turns, so meanwhile, Team Bogazici, they know that Team Hala are now playing really defensive, since they always play this kind of style, but
Illusion.
alright, we got MDL gone on by Abaddon here. Abaddon actually delivering quite a bunch of damage with his phase boots. And Io is gonna get away. Spirit Breaker meanwhile charging after. Wait. I see he cancelled.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's structures are fortified.
Endurance run.
And I ended up missing a kill, but at this point it's really not a big surprise if Bogazici are gonna get a couple of kills here. Rubik being tossed up, Abaddon now trying to get himself out with his ultimate. Luna ultimate committed there, didn't really do anything, but it kind of prevented the rest of Hala from going in, and that's Abaddon going down.
Dire's top tower is under attack. Dire's top tower has fallen.
I really like the Angry Alchemist ult noise. I don't really know why, but Angry Ogre noises are really relaxing. So yeah, Alchemist completed his Manta style.
Run. for me.
And Team Hala, they're kind of playing cocky here, but I'm pretty sure they're starting to realize that they need to start playing the value game here if they want to win this. They need to stall. They need to like benefit of Alchemist's passive. Satan needs a shit ton of farm.
Double rubble.
Like Juggernaut's sitting at pretty much no items. Alchemist isn't doing too well in gold net worth. He needs to get like 12 slotted, or at least like have his backpack filled with alternate items. Oh look, big surprise, another kill. Madpum going down, and Spirit Break as well. Tiny Cat pretty much nuked anyone down instantly, so a lot of missed kills will be happening. I'll make sure that I keep my camera there during the team fights, but I might not even bother for all of the kills here. I will, however, show a fight recap, so rubber band mechanic definitely kind of keeping Hala in this game at this point. Like, without the rubber band mechanic, they'd be run over quite a while ago. And Chemical Rage now on level 3 for the Alchemist, which means he's actually able to tank stuff in team fights now. He just needs to prevent being focused on like by 5 people or so. So he should position himself really carefully, make sure not to go in on the promise of a cheap support kill, and Hala might just be fine. Kills don't say anything in this particular game, even though this is starting to look pretty saddening for Hala fans here.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
And we got Alchemist doing Alchemist things up against Luna doing Luna things.
Dire's middle tower.
Middle
has
tier 2
fallen.
now dropping.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And now Roche is being contested here. Alright, apparently it isn't. That's... Wait, I think they just smoked like up here instead of here. So the smoke might have just been spotted. Now Team Hala, they're trying to contest the Roche if they get it before. Yes, they did. So Team Hala actually able to make a tiny bit of the start of a comeback here. Considering all they need to do is stall the game out to eventually get an edge. Kinda like keep their tier 3 safe so the shrines can't be contested early on. But if they do that, then they're gonna be just fine. Alchemist starting to do Alchemist things. Gonna pump his net worth up quite a bit.
What have we here?
Satan, meanwhile, he got a Manta Cell, not the biggest item ever, but it's a start. Who knows? I've seen more amazing comebacks than this one. I've even casted more amazing comebacks than this one, so... Like, Team Bogazici, all they need to do is they need to force one fight, but without taking a risk. So it would be really good for them if they were able to gank Alchemist when he's split pushing or something like that. But Alchemist is really careful. Some great game sense. And he just needs to keep doing what he's doing, and there's still hope. If he keeps doing if he keeps doing his job, like pushing out lanes, getting net worth until, I don't know, maybe 30-35 minutes, then Team Bogazici is they might just be fine here, you know. Satan, of course, needs a lot of farm. He can afford to be really aggressive since there's no stun which goes through BKB. He can just spin TP out. And apparently Team Bogazici, they know exactly what's going on. They know exactly that Team Hala They're doing a stalling tactics here, so Bogazici are trying to finish the game off before they have to actually put in an effort.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
And this position 3 Abaddon. He's looking at some really optimistic items here. I mean, I guess it's kind of important to build big items like this to have any chance to come back into the game, but I'm pretty sure that if the game isn't almost already decided by the time he finishes his blade mail, then Hala actually almost made their comeback. Alright, Alchemist just going for the lazy TP there. Maybe to avoid wards, but the own is just broken. Like I said, do not underestimate Team Hala. Do not underestimate the stalling power of an Alchemist. And we got the IO Tiny split push here. Tiny, however, he gets stunned up. Lots of damage coming in. And he's gonna go down before the IO ultimate can even... Oh my god, this is gonna be so painful. And rip IO. So Team Hala, all of a sudden, it looks like they're way more confident. Slowly but surely doing their best to come back. The only real issue they have left is L4W is still farming during all this time. And this might be one of those games where the Luna gets 6 slot before the Alchemist, and the Alchemist is like, thank God at this point she can't get any stronger.
Radiant structures are fortified.
It wouldn't be the craziest stuff I've ever seen in Dota. Going to see the first real push from Team Hala here since the last 10 or so minutes. And the comeback might be real, boys. I definitely believe at this point. Alright, Hilarious running for his life. If he gets caught here, he's in a lot of trouble. And the Shiva's guard, oh no! Alright. That Spirit Breaker.
I'll take that as tribute.
Making a really ballsy play there. Rubik. With telekinesis, throwing everyone back. At least Alchemist should be fine. The rest of them is not worth that much. As he Slander go down, if everybody else manages to retreat, this is a really good team fight actually. Or like a really good trade-off. Considering Hala's position, of course. You sacrifice a position 4 for a tier 1 tower while you're... I don't know, like... quite a bit behind. Not sure how to really compare this, since Alchemist is kind of just messing up the gold graph. But look at L4W farming away. This is ridiculous. Now the lanes aren't as, or at least the mid lane, bottom lane either actually, aren't as pushed out as Alchemist would like them. So Hilarious better step up his game. Right now isn't looking all too good.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
And the game's still quieting down, so Hala's stalling tactics definitely seem to be working out here.
Dire's bottom tower is under
At
attack.
this point, like, I'm not biased for either side, but I'd love to see Hala make a comeback, at least till the point where they're able to push high ground for Bogazici, you know? I don't care who wins, but I definitely want to see Hala up on the high ground. Like on Bogazici's high ground, pushing the tier 3 tower. Just so that the comeback is real, or at least almost real. And we're gonna see Abaddon being gone on here. Just gonna blade mail and ult up. He knows he's dead, but he's creating some space. Maybe Medpum could be able to... Nah. Pretty sure he... Wait, does NRT even know Medpum is there? Because if he doesn't, he might have a bit of a problem, but... Pretty sure he knows that Rubik's still around. Meanwhile, Alchemist farming away. As for Luna's farm, she's going for her BKB now. Already got 2 core items. About to be 3. Tiny, meanwhile, got the Blink, got the Aghanims, got the Echo Saber. The Aghanims in this game, even though it's a pretty situational item nowadays, it's really good just so you can go on contest high ground towers.
I'll take that.
Blessings upon a loyal warrior.
That was a shit ton of gold. Alchemist just racking it in, and he's going for the first Aghanims. So the incredible, insane Elk long game is coming in, boys. And who knows, we might see that tier long game where literally everyone on the team has an Aghanims. Even like the Alchemist has an Aghanims. I know his ult doesn't get upgraded by it, but fuck that, it's value stat, you know? Also, this crit animation is really sexy just because it's so broken in the current version of Source. I'm pretty sure it's just... I'm not actually sure whether it's the kinetic gem or the item itself, but... If it's the kinetic gem, then I might just buy one off the market when I get paid for this season. Since I really like to collect immortals, it's just a thing of mine, and I'd love to have the... Cherry Blossom Immortal Sword for Juggernaut with the amazing crit animation, the broken one. But yeah, Roche is about to be up, and if the Roche goes to Bogazici, it might be game. This Roche is the last big risk Hala have to face. If they manage to somehow snatch the Roche, snatch the Aegis, contest the Roche, then they're gonna be in a really comfortable spot. Also, Abaddon, the most logical choice here, got the first Aghanims, and the Roche is gonna be contested here by Team Bogazici. However, Hala, prepare to go in. They want this. They want this badly, and Abaddon just walking the Roche, but as Roche is almost dead. He's gonna ult up. The Aegis is on the floor, it's still on the floor. Tiny is gonna get it, so this is looking bad for Hala, but at least they got a kill on the IO. I got the Alchemist almost dropping. Hilarious getting out of there. He's gonna stay safe for the time being. Meanwhile, L4W being gone on. Hitting the floor here, actually. Who knows? Oh, this team fight. Alright, we're gonna see RNT on the Timbersaw. Trying to run away. He will succeed. Hilarious. Meanwhile, proccing the Manta. Looking for a kill here onto Revo. He's not quite sure whether to run or to fight. He's gonna get tossed up. This might be really bad for him since a lot of Maledict damage is coming in, but he gets to ult. He's gonna be fine here. That's a 4-for-2 game, but you already took away the Aegis. There are no buybacks, and I don't know. If Hilarious somehow manages to keep his Rex alive until his team respawns, which might actually be happening here, since Fortification should be up. Yeah, it is. Fortification is up, so who knows? Tiny definitely does a shit ton of tower damage, but Fortify committed, Elk doing Elk things once again. And everybody's starting to respawn here, and Bogazici, they can't fight up high ground just because Alchemist's gold advantage. And we might be seeing a perfect example of that as Io is being gone on by the Alchemist. Alchemist being stunned up here to save Io's life. Spirit Break coming through. Io hitting the floor once again. They're just picking on the squish support, but they kind of have to since everybody else is somewhat out of kill range. Unless, of course, you 4-man them up. Necroman now hitting the floor, and the Hala comeback is real. Holy shit. In your face, chat. In your face.
Didn't you hear me telling you to throw it endurance runs?
Team Hala comeback is real. 9-20 kills, and yet Hala has a pretty big edge now. Just because, even though this does not show on the net worth. Wait, does it? Pretty sure it doesn't. No, this... Aegises don't, like, I'm pretty sure or Aghanims don't show on the net worth, but even if they do, and still Team Hala just got such a big edge because they scale later and the game is starting to go late. They got a 6-slotted Alchemist who can now buy a good set of Aghanims, like, I don't know, get everyone Aghanims, hell. This point, like, that's what I usually do. I build exactly the same items in my pubs and then give everybody an Aghanims just so you got incredible late game. And alright, Hala here actually playing really risky. Really risky. Apparently they think it's a good moment to push high ground. I respectfully disagree, but they didn't get punished for it yet, so yeah, they're gonna be out.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
I'd get punished for it here. Yeah. So they're getting punished for making a slight mistake, but it's definitely not the biggest punishment in the world. You lose the tier position for Abaddon. Not the worst possible scenario, I guess. Still, by just kinda maybe push the tier 2. Pushing tier 2 is way safer. You get just as much gold. I mean, of course, contesting shrines before Bogazici can contest shrines would be yet another incredible feat, and it would almost guarantee this for, like, at least for the game to go on for at least for like another 10 minutes or so.
Haste!
I'll take that as tribute.
Alright, this time around the IO ultimate committed pretty early on just to make sure that Tiny is staying safe, but we got Juggernaut coming in from the backline. Omni slashing up the Witch Doctor. Witch Doctor just got cut a sec battle. Now IO in a lot of trouble here, being gone on Chosen One, proccing the ultimate, so everybody here getting a lot. Oh my god. The damage reduction is real and Necroman forced to retreat. Hala are doing it, guys. RNT now gonna go down as well. The only one still alive is Luna, who was smart enough to retreat, and chat yelling 3-2-2 while they're still watching the last team fight. And oh boy. Oh boy, what a beautiful game we got ourselves here. This is why I love casting. Alchemist just casually carrying another Aghanims, you know, like, he'll hand it to his teammates later when he got the time. He's currently pushing down to tier 2 here. You know, just casual Alchemist things. Meanwhile, Satan also really well fed. He built a Shadow Blade. Shadow Blade Juggernaut. Definitely a great item choice.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I will not forget this.
And that is the Luna down.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack. Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Bottom tower crumbling here. Bottom racks going down as well.
Is under attack.
All of a sudden, Team Hala took the racks, and I told you guys, I told you, Hala had the better late game. Because Abaddon is incredibly good late game. Juggernaut is incredibly good late game if he gets an additional Aghanim. Otherwise, he of course gets out carried by the Luna, but the Alchemist Aghanim makes all the difference in the world. And Alchemist himself, who might not be that great late game by himself, gives out those Aghanims which enable a team to scale about as late as a Pudge Legion Commander Silence team, pretty much. Almost. Like Pudge Legion Commander Silence would be the best scaling team, but it definitely outscales everything else in terms of greed. And it's working out here. I said it before, Hala, a team who are very familiar with the scene, who know what they're doing at least pretty well. And Abaddon, he's gonna go down here, but who gives? Like seriously. This Abaddon has been the sacrificial lamb for so many great pushes, and maybe Team Bogazici can capitalize off this. Alchemist, meanwhile, going for the third Aghanim Scepter. This man knows how to build Dota properly. In case anyone who ever played my Alchemist build in pubs is watching right now, in your face. Anyways, looks like we got yet another high ground push. Of course, a big risk to take. Alchemist got buyback ready as well, so... Necroman being gone on here. Juggernaut just tearing him apart. Holy crap. Alchemist meanwhile healing up. And so far nobody really low health. Rubik being stunned up, however Witch Doctor has to go down for it. And he only stunned up a Rubik. Now Luna putting out a big ultimate there, but she is taking so much damage. She's gonna hit the floor. Now Timbersaw is gonna hit the floor as well, and the last one alive is Io for a change. Io, who used to be the sacrificial lamb, Bogazici, who's supposed to be the sacrificial lamb as well. This is amazing. This game has been a wild ride, and I wish I had a good old-fashioned, like, net worth statistic, you know. Excel, I'm too lazy and need a quick stat for my uni PowerPoint kind of stat gold graph. Rest in peace, gold graph. Also, I just came to notice Luna doesn't have buyback, so we're gonna see quite a bunch of pushes here. Middle lane is already being pushed by the rest of the teammates there. Actually, no, Satan walking straight past the Rex, blinking up to the Witch Doctor, starts by slashing him off. Then breaks down Timbersaw's additional armor, deals a shit ton of damage to him. He's gonna be forced out by the IO here. Jugger still spinning, still dishing out damage. And it looks like Hala are gonna retreat here, but why the fuck wouldn't you, you know? And oh my god, it looks like Team Bogazici actually fell for the bait. They fell for it, followed Team Hala out of the base, and are now gonna get punished for that again. Team Hala, the mind games are real on this team. They stood their ground, they didn't surrender when the game looked so very dire, and now...
Thanks.
Do they even have yeah, they do. I'm pretty sure they do have detection.
Cask, meat, jug.
But Glimmer Cape wouldn't have brought Witch Doctor out of there either way.
Been trying to figure out this formula for ages.
Witch Doctor with Midas as well. Bogazici, they're sticking to their unique wait for the perfect moment to fight strat, but then all of a sudden they went ahead, decided to push high ground instead. And I mean, they were afraid that eventually Team Hala would outcarry them, and they decided to push high ground, for which they got punished hard because Alchemist managed to stall the game just by pushing out lanes. All that Bogazici was thinking about was was pushing up high ground, and this led us to a situation in which Hala, who were behind despite having an alchemist, are now dominating the game really hard. And look at those illusions. The illusion building damage nerf is pretty hilarious, and Ice Rock is gonna be like, oh my god, those illusions are hitting a building. Illusions aren't supposed to hit buildings. I gotta fix this and make illusions unable to attack buildings.
Roshan has fallen to the dire.
But yeah, I'm having a jolly old time here. Might be a bit too hyped till the point where it gets annoying. If so, I'm sorry, but actually no, I'm not sorry. No, wait, I am sorry that you're a prude and can't enjoy a hyped caster for a great game of Dota. There we go.
Haste.
Alright, we're gonna see an attempt to finish the game here, or at least the start of it, but the beauty of okay, Timbersaw gets caught out. He's about to go down. He tries to Shiva, tries to Timber Chain away, but Juggernaut. Haha. Tried to Timber Chain once again. Juggernaut just went for the Omni Slash, and that's, oh my god, that's 2 people down. And just look at that damage.
Radiant's middle tower.
That's 1 tower torn up.
Radiant's middle
That's
tower.
2nd tower torn up, and that's GG being called as the engine is torn up, and that is it
Dire victory.
for the first quick best of 1 of this beautiful afternoon. However, do rejoice, for we have another game coming straight up your way. Anyways, a quick reminder that this is the ProDotA Cup sponsored by Azubu TV. And yeah, guys, feel free to show our sponsors some love, since they're the ones which make Tier 2 Dota where these incredible comebacks can happen, and this tier of insanity can happen in Tier 1, especially in the current meta. It's not as common, you know. I'm kind of disappointed by that, so feel free to show our sponsors some love. If you enjoyed the game, check out their sites, maybe make an Azubu account or something, then you can chat me up so I go AFK during the game, miss even more kills because I tend to respond to chat messages a little bit too often.